Dead Boys are an American punk band from Cleveland, Ohio. Their first stint of existence was from 1975 to 1980. They had a couple of brief reunions before reforming in 2017, and they have released 3 studio albums. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album Young, Loud and Snotty by Dead Boys, which was released in 1977 and was their first album. It's my first encounter with them, so I've not heard this album before and didn't know anything about the band before I looked them up. And I have to say, I think it's a great name for a punk album. So, yes, it's punk. There's really no argument about that, I would say. It sounds to me, so so I always do, or almost always do, a listen and then a read and then a second listen. So my first listen is blind, or as blind as I can get, depending on how much I know about an album or an act. And so on this occasion, when I my blind listen, I thought this sounds like British punk, except I bet they're an American punk band. So what does that mean? Why do I think it sounds like British punk? Well, what do I know? Is the first thing. Is that I know more about British punk than I do about American punk. I was exposed to British punk a reasonable amount in my late teens, in fact mid-teens as well. And so was more aware of things like the Clash and the Buzzcocks and Boomtown Rats and stuff like that. And I would say this sounds more like that than it sounds like the Ramones or the New York Dolls or somebody like that, for example. But feel free to disagree with me on this. It's got what you kind of expect from punk. It's got kind of anarchic energy to it. They're tighter than some punk bands, and they're technically decent. So we've got 2 guitars, bass and drums, and it's some of what I particularly like about it is the fact that it's got a lead guitar as well as a rhythm guitar. Sometimes they're both playing rhythm and they're kind of playing together, but sometimes you get lead guitar solos, and the lead guitar solos are reasonably good, actually, I would say. And the whole of the playing is is strong. When the first track came on, which is Sonic Reducer, which is one of their better known tracks, I understand, I was listening in my car at this point, and I instantly started tapping my steering wheel and turned it up because I started to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. Overall, basically, it feels like what I like punk to be, which has got it's got a feel and an attitude, it's got an energy, but it's not too not too lo-fi in terms of the playing. It's got some skill to it. So it's not as noise-based as some punk. It's not as chaotic as some punk. It's not as unskilled as some punk. And I get the impression that some of this is because it's been tamed down a bit for the studio. And why I say this is because actually, having listened twice and formed my opinion, I did actually go and watch some footage of them playing from YouTube. So live at CGBG, if I got the name of that right, in 1977, which is a club in New York. And they were considerably more chaotic and anarchic in their live performance than they were in the studio stuff. It's not unusual for live to be rougher than studio. But I think there are people who might think that this isn't a true reflection of who they were live. Fair enough. Most of the songs are kind of core punk feel. There's one slightly slower song, and there's a couple of songs that I'd call rock rather than punk. The songs are mostly about kind of being, disillusioned, being unhappy with society and relationships, and not always attitudes that I would echo, but it's kind of par for the course for punk, I would say. So I reasonably enjoyed this, and as far as punk goes, I would say this is pretty high on the list. As far as American punk goes, I have responded better to this than I have to some American punk that I've listened to. That's pretty sure. But that's my opinion. And as always, I'd love to try and engage with you guys who are watching and try and get what your opinion of the album is. So please will you let me know what you think of the album by leaving me a comment down in the comments down there. And that's it from me for now.
I don't need your company, 'cause like you are company.